Hey beautiful people, welcome to the Daily Oracle Guidance for June 22nd, 2020.
Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Shakima, just stopping in for a quick reading for us today for Meditative Means Necessary Mondays. I hope everybody's having an awesome time, a great day today. Before I do forget to mention, if you're not having such a great day, do just try to let the energies dissipate. Try not to revel in it too much because we do have a lot unfolding for us this week. So I'm going to be utilizing the tarot to just kind of see what we're navigating through as far as the energies of today, what path we're crossing, what's going on in the subconscious mind, as well as the conscious mind. And we'll just be able to sort of have a look and see what is the outcome of the events of today. And then we'll be able to close out the space with a stress less recommendation for today's Meditative Means Necessary, guys. And what I will say, if you guys are watching this via my IG, I do the Meditative Means Necessary live at 7 p.m. So you can join me for a meditation for the day, just to sort of settle into the evening for whatever's kind of, unfolded with the series of events for this week. Or for today or last week even, seeing as we've literally just had the Cancer new moon solar eclipse yesterday. So yeah, you can utilize the space to be able to regroup, recenter, and recalibrate. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get straight into the moonology for today. So the moon's still in the sign of Cancer today. Cancer is a cardinal sign, and it is very emotionally intuitive in nature, because it's an intuitive sign, and when we're sort of tapping into our intuition, it is very emotions based, and because of that we may sort of find that there's a lot of emotions coming to surface for us today. It is the fourth house of pretty much what we consider to be our foundations, particularly our home circumstances and our maternal relationships. So we may find ourselves going through a lot of emotional turmoil surrounding our home aspects in terms of relationships, particularly to do with our maternal relationship. And because Cancer is ruled by the moon in itself, and we're literally freshly into the energies of this solar eclipse, closing out any old sort of egoic identities, any old egoic perspectives. There was a lot going on in the charts for us yesterday, so we are working through egocentric sort of ideologies at the minute, so it's definitely going to be very, very intense for us. As the moon's navigating through Cancer today, the aspects of the avatar that's being impacted are the stomach, the mucosa, breast, womb, and ovaries. And when we're sort of going through, activating those particular aspects or organs within the avatar, it does mean that we're going to go through sacral chakra and heart chakra activation. And generally speaking, when we do go through sacral chakra activation, we do sort of have a tendency to deal with, we may sort of find ourselves going through some sort of situations to do with our eating habits, because we do have the fallen angel Belphegor at the gates of our lower perspectives when we speak about chakra activation. So we may be struggling with old eating habits sort of resurfacing, or at least struggling to navigate through the process of old eating habits resurfacing. And we may also be dealing with old outdated cycles of hatred, resentment, frustration, just people that may not necessarily be happy with the circumstances or the cards that they've been dealt. They may not necessarily sort of realize that this is just a natural process of their evolution. So, or ourselves, we may sort of be the ones that may be navigating through the vibrations of hatred and anger and just not very nice things, basically, just navigating through a process of wrath, for lack of a better way of putting it. So I definitely just sort of recommend tuning in at 7 p.m. GMT for the Meditative Means Necessary guided meditation to release any resentment or hatred or frustration that you may be holding within your heart chakra as we're navigating through the energies of today. Okay, that being said, guys, just a little quick thing for you guys. These are going to be general readings, so if it doesn't resonate, again, do just let it dissipate. But if it does resonate, definitely be sure to comment down below. Let me know how you've been able to effectively utilize the information that I'm providing to you to navigate through the energies of today. And also, if you are watching this via my YouTube channel, definitely be sure to give me a thumbs up, guys. And if you like my vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe, subscribe. Okay, that being said, we're going to go and get straight into what we need to know for today, guys, because there is a lot that is to come for us today. So let's have a look and see. What do we need to know for Monday, the 22nd of June, Spirit, as clearly as you can? Okay, so we are going through it's almost like there's a karmic development that is at play right now, and we're sort of going through a turning point, and it's almost like a call to destiny. For a lot of us, this may show up in a way where we're sort of navigating through imbalances in terms of, you know, making decisions that aren't necessarily in alignment with our value, making decisions that aren't necessarily allowing for us to show up in the way that we truly are. A lot of this is to do with our loved ones, you know. They may be the ones making certain decisions that we might find ourselves sort of engaging in a negative way, or they may be engaging with us in a negative way, and we find ourselves sort of lowering ourselves to their vibration in order to be able to communicate. But we have to rise above it, beloveds. Easier said than done, I know, but somebody has to be the mature one in the space. And unfortunately, fortunately for them, you have been assigned the role of having to be the underdog, if you will, in that race. What I can see moving forward from the energies of today is that there is going to be a refusal of self-examination. So there may be people that, although they feel all these things, although they feel all these resentments and frustration and anger and wrath towards the external world and the circumstances that may not be meeting their expectations, whatever disappointments they're sort of navigating through at the minute, it seems as though they aren't necessarily willing to look within themselves, or you may be that person that isn't really sort of looking within yourself to really try to see where the other person's coming from, so that you can sort of dispel some of the darker reflections of yourself that is projecting out into the realms of your relationships. So let's have a little look and see, guys. Right, what I can see is that there's definitely been a lot of heartbreak in the past leading into the energies of today, which is why we're sort of navigating through this sort of vibration. But also it seems as though we're dealing with a lot of short-term focus here. It seems as though all of this pent-up frustration and resentment, it's almost like somebody isn't necessarily looking at the long-term picture. They're just kind of stuck in the current situation, and they're kind of like choosing to engage in this darker reflection of themselves. So somebody has to be the adult, is what I'd say in that regards, because it seems as though you know, moving forward, there is a beautiful aspect to the situation. You guys may not be able to see it right now in the here and now as you're navigating through the energies of today, but moving forward, you'll be able to look back at the situation and see just kind of how beautiful it is. I can see at the bottom of the deck we've got the Three of Swords, so there's definitely going to be some heartbreak. It feels like daggers in the heart. It almost feels like somebody feels as though we did things that, or that you might have been the one to sort of feel this way towards someone, but there's some sort of element of somebody feeling like they've been taken for granted, like they haven't necessarily received as much as they've given to the situation, and because of that, there is a lot of frustration, there is a lot of resentment. I do want to say this, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they are giving with expectations and they don't realize this, and because of that, what I would recommend, whoever is on the receiving end of this energy, just be mindful whenever you take from this person, because they may not be in a position where they are how can I put it, where they are connected enough to themselves to be able to say, no, I don't want to do this, or no, I shouldn't do that because I'm doing it with strings attached. I think they want to believe that there's no strings attached, but technically there's an emotional attachment. So that in itself is a string that's attached to this giving of whatever situation sort of transpiring. Okay, let's have a little look and see what's sort of taking place for us today. Where are we on Monday, the 22nd of June, Spirit? Where are we as collective consciousness navigating? Okay, so for the most part, it seems like there's definitely obstacles that we're sort of navigating through in terms of the circumstances. It seems as though there's a lot of delays, and it seems like there's, how can I put it? It's almost like there's a lack of foresight. We're not able to see the long-term perspective of the situation, but we're learning how to be calm with it. We're learning how to be open to the changes as they're sort of materializing. What path are we crossing as we navigate through the energies of today? As clearly as you can, Spirit, what path are we crossing? It seems like, I want to say this, there is a certain element of emotional balance and control and that will be the gift that keeps on giving today. So if you can give somebody, you know, who may not be in their best place of emotional grounding, if you can give them the opportunity of observing you being emotionally balanced and calm, that might shift their perspective. Okay, what path are they crossing? Are we crossing as a collective for the energies of today, Spirit? Oh, we're crossing. There's definitely a crossing. Okay, so there's, from what I can see, it seems as though we haven't necessarily been, the best way that I can put it, there seems to be some element of manipulation that is taking place as we navigate through today. So whoever is being emotionally unstable in the dynamics of what we're navigating through today, there is a certain element of manipulation that's taking place beneath the surface there. And it's not something that, you know, is just them manipulating you, but it's them manipulating themselves, or their ego manipulating them based on false narratives. So you kind of just have to work your way around that. There is going to be some progress as we navigate through the energies of today. And for some of us, it seems as though we may be having a new development within our career as we're navigating through the energies. For those of us that have done the work, that are at that place where we are emotionally grounded and emotionally sound, it seems as though we're going through a career transition. Today, it seems like we're going through a new beginning in terms of the way that we're sort of, you know, showing up creatively. And for a lot of people, they have started going back to work, so that does make sense for a lot of us. For some people, it seems like they may be withdrawing because of the fact that their partner may be going through this career transition, or they may be withdrawing because they're going through this career transition and they don't know how to deal with the situation. So yeah, there's going to be some emotional instability today, basically, by the looks of it, but it's all for the purpose of being able to better our creative, how can I put it, our career paths. Okay, let's have a look, Spirit. What's going on? Okay, in the subconscious mind, there's a lot of immaturity taking place. Okay, by the looks of it, it seems like there's a lot of creative blockages that are sort of taking place. And I almost want to say as well, it seems like there is those creative blockages is due to being a little bit materialistic. Okay, being a little bit materialistic in the sense of focusing on the material world, focusing on what you don't have, focusing on what you need to have, and considering the current state of the world that is sort of going through a transition in itself. I can understand being emotionally blocked and creatively blocked as a result. We have mentioned that we are getting sacral chakra activation today, so it is going to show up for some people in a way where they are going through navigating through the entity of gluttony, for instance, and learning how to not necessarily eat their feelings, or learning equally as well on the other scale of that to feed their body whilst they feed their soul in the process as well, and try and balance the scales. As a lot of us are going through the career transitions at this time, we may be doing a lot of soul searching, so it may sort of see a lot of us go through a process where we're having to learn how to find time in between the little time that we do have to just nourish our bodies as well, give back to our bodies in the process. But it seems like there's definitely a lot of immaturity going on in the subconscious mind due to being focused on the material world and what it is that it's appearing on surface that we don't have, but that's only an illusion, guys. Spirit's asking us to go deeper, is what I'd say. Okay, what is in the conscious mind for my L.I.F.E Warriors for today, Spirit? Monday the 22nd of June. Okay, so in the conscious mind, it seems as though we are going through a transition, guys. Okay, we are kind of closing out certain cycles, and because we're closing out those cycles, and it's a slow moving process, I'm not going to lie, we're sort of having to learn how to be more conservative with our funds, we're learning how to be more conservative with our resources, we're learning how to sort of build a little bit more of a routine for ourselves. We're having to approach the situation of this emotional instability that's taking place with all the shifts and circumstances going on and taking place in our career at the minute. It seems that we're sort of learning how to be a little bit more methodical and efficient in terms of approaching the situation. Let's see, what is the outcome for us overall as we navigate through the energies of today? As clearly as you can, Spirit. What is the outcome for my L.I.F.E Warriors for today, Monday the 22nd of June? What is the overall outcome for us? Right, it seems as though I want to say this, guys, because I'm looking and I'm seeing that you know, 22 is a master number. So today we're going to have to learn how to master our emotions. We're going to have to learn how to navigate through the process almost blind to the physical world, and going deeper into the ethereal realms of self, into the spiritual realms of self, to really connect to that, to really unite with love, so that we can really communicate as effectively as possible. The outcome of the situation, it seems, is that we will be able to get back to that place where we can sort of see that destiny is taking place. We have been depressed about the destiny that's sort of like unfolding, and it seems like that's because there's been like a short-term lack of success, and because of that, it's kind of like caused us to go into a state of depression. But we're moving through that, okay? Moving beyond today, it seems that we will definitely be able to, you know, shift the scales a little bit, where things are starting to look a bit up for us. But we have to be practical as we navigate through the energies of today. We have to basically navigate through the energies of today with a sense of just mothering ourselves and being maternal towards others as well, to balancing our divine feminine energy aspect of ourselves, and just really staying grounded and down to earth as we navigate through the forces of everything that's sort of taking place for us today. Because as you see, we're actually crossing a lot in terms of what's going on, and for some of us we may be emotionally calm, for others of us we may be going through emotional turmoil, and it may be erratic. Okay, so it may be sort of like this kind of effect. Right, let's have a little look and see. What is the overall guidance for my L.I.F.E Warriors for Monday the 22nd of June in terms of navigating through the energies of the day, Spirit? What do you advise for us as we navigate through the energies of Monday the 22nd of June? As clearly as you can, please. And it seems as though, I want to say this, it seems as though for a lot of us, we are going to be going through a lot of confusion, again, because of Mercury being in retrograde, and because of the fact that Neptune is also setting itself up to go retrograde tomorrow, in fact. So we are sort of like feeling some of that energy where we're being forced to do a lot of deep introspective work, and a lot of us may be isolated as we navigate through that, even in a work environment, because of the new norm that's starting to materialize. But the advice for us as we navigate through the energies of today, and it's interesting because the cards are speaking directly in alignment. Spirit is saying breathe, okay? Breathe into your body and feel it, and thank it for the experiences that you're navigating through. The vibration of gratitude is a vibration that instantaneously dispels depression, anxiety, stress, fear. So if you can dive deep within your body and help your body to release its angst for this transition that we're sort of navigating through, which we already know the outcome, guys, is that we're going through a turning point, which is going to bring us back into alignment with positive karma. This is destiny taking place. Okay, so I'm going to read the card to you guys for the energies of today, but there's a lot of fours that I can see in terms of the numerology that's sort of taking place with these cards. So definitely utilize your angels throughout the energies of today. Okay, what I will say is, utilize Archangel Raphael as you navigate through the energies of today, because we are dealing with sort of heart chakra activation, and that's where a lot of this hatred and resentment and frustration is going to be sort of coming from. So Archangel Raphael will help us to be able to balance out those energies within our heart chakra. Okay, the advice for us is breathe. Thanks. Close your eyes, concentrate on your breathing, and breathe normally. When you have a normal pace of breathing, whisper, thank you. Every time you breathe in or out, do this for a while and concentrate. If you feel good, you can also add the things you're grateful for right now. Breathe this way for 5 to 10 minutes. Gratefulness helps us attach ourselves to the present moment. When you feel that you are in this moment, stress reactions will begin to diminish. Okay, beloveds? I'm going to love you guys and leave it there for you guys. Thank you for engaging in the space with me. Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know how you guys have found the information in this reading. And be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like my vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe. Definitely be sure to subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video. As per usual, I'm sending you guys nothing but love, light, and positive intentions for the journey ahead, beloveds. Until then. Mwah. Namaste.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.